Friday, December 24th, and looking at the market review for next week and see what's gonna happen. So I pulled up the chart. This was set up like 2 weeks ago. We thought financial was gonna be bearish, but it kept going very strong. So we drew this line. Market needed to close over 360 to be continually bullish, and market closed under it a while back, and then came back over and just kind of stay above and kept going. So at this rate, we could probably hit 380, like I was thinking about. Ooh. So dollar index is pretty interesting here. It's just hit this trend line. I'm probably gonna have to check it out on the another chart, on the bigger chart. So usually the dollar index up equals market down. The dollar index going down. It's going up, right? So so the market index could reverse here a little bit. The dollar index could reverse here a little bit. So this is a trend line down. This is a downtrend line. Every time it hit this downtrend line, it bounced a little bit. So that means we could get a little bit more pullback in the market. Um, doesn't doesn't have to pull back a lot. It could still pull back and test this upper level here, which is around 359, and then continue to grind up further. We talked 2 weeks ago that it looks like the market wants everything to come back to pre-COVID levels. Um, we we jokingly mentioned about how financials could hit $31 if everything go back to this March level where everything, everything before COVID happened because the vaccine came out. We've seen that a lot of companies. So financials coming up very close, almost at $31. $31 would be break even to pre-COVID. Um, Obviously, QQQ has already done that a long time ago. SPY has done that a long time ago already as well. SPY was at 338 before the drop, 338, 339 before the drop. We're at 369. So financial is the only one that's really lagging behind the whole XLF sector. Um, there's a few stocks in the financial sector that's already blew above it as well, blew above the March level. The ones that didn't, that I really like, was Bank of America. I talked about it a while back. The before the COVID was around $35. We picked some up. We picked some up around 27ish, 28ish. So we're looking to see it come back to hopefully like at least 32, and then next target would be like 35. In terms of the market recovering, since everybody assumes that everything is normal. We got the vaccine coming up, so everybody's saying, life back to what it was before. So those are something we're looking at. Bank of America for financial play. And then let me look at this dollar index to see how we look. So this is also one of the support as well. This $92 area. So that's one way to draw the support line, looking at the previous bottoms that it bounced off, and we saw that bounce off 3 times there, but now it's kind of dropping over it. then I think the other line that was drawn was like something like this. Yeah, the other line that I drew was something like this. And it's actually almost there, hasn't touched it yet. It's around $90.24. If it goes there, I'd be a little bit worried. Everything is low, so it could bounce up. Sometimes they do it just to reset the RSI. So what that means is we can gap up to like maybe 372 on Monday or 371, and then market will pull back a little bit, as in terms of S&P. But as the dollar index keep going down, gold should be keep going up. But let me see. But gold's had some big drops before. It should be at least at like 174 level, maybe even 179-ish. Overall, I'm still very bullish on gold. Fundamentally, gold should continue to go up because it's a commodity. It's a measure of value, and if the market continue to, you know, if we continue to have inflation in the dollar market, and then they come out with more stimulus, ideally the price of gold as a commodity should continue to go up if we get another stimulus plan going on, because it's gonna decrease the value of the dollar. As far as market outlook for next week, this is where I would start to get weary again. Um, so last Friday I mentioned that over 360 we were very bullish. So even I mean mentioned again the Monday as well, and we grind up. We went down, we grind up a little bit. So from 361 to 369, that's 8 point move. So we did pretty good. A lot of stocks have big movements and they kind of carry the market. We had stocks like Tesla that just had non-stop run because they were going into the S&P 500. And typically when the stock goes into the S&P 500, it'll have like a 20% move, but Tesla is like monster. It was like what, around 420? Let's say it was around 420 before the announcement, times 1.2. It would be like 504. It's at 600 right now, so it's had one of the biggest run any stock ever had from the S&P 500 announcement. And generally stocks run on these announcements because a lot of funds are reorganizing and they have to buy Tesla shares and add it into the index, right? And when that happens, you're creating more demand, and more demand, you know, minus supply equals price going up. But it just went crazy because the retail market wanted to pick it up as well. So everybody and their mother is trying to pick it up, and they're trying to get into it. But I felt like it has such a big run already, and picking it up here is just kind of scary. Like, look at all these other times it has such big runs and just came back down. You don't want to be catching that. Same here. Had a big run, came back down a little bit. Of course it could run more. It's just so tough to catch it without it coming down a little bit at first. Or even over here, had this huge run and just came back down. Messes you up emotionally sometimes. Um, so that's some of the stuff that's driving the market. As far as going to next week, I think it could probably move up a little bit, and this is probably where I start hedging the positions again. I would start, decreasing positions, or just watch for buying the tops, and maybe pick up some VIX to hedge the portfolio if you have a lot of calls or a lot of long positions. And I mean, the only thing I would even attempt to hold would probably be these value buying opportunities, like in financials and stuff. The other thing, something else I was looking at was oil, because oil kind of oil still hasn't really broken out yet. The kind of came back to this pre-COVID level around $46 a barrel, and I mean $46, like, and just kind of been trapping here. So if oil continues to be bullish and it goes up further, and it goes up like way higher than this, then we should expect these other oil related stocks to keep going up as well, because these are pre-COVID levels. Let me see, where's the pre-COVID level? So let's say pre-COVID levels around here on XOM, which is $48-ish. So we could expect the move back on oil, especially since the futures itself is already moved back up. So we should see oil itself moving back up as a company, XOM as a company moving back up because the price has stabilized. But other than that, I don't really see much opportunities in the market. Um, let's see. Apple's looking pretty interesting. Amazon as well. They hit all-time high a while back. The market is hitting all-time high right now, mainly carried by SPY, but Amazon and Apple still hasn't like they haven't they haven't reached their peak yet. So if Tesla is hitting like new highs every day, I guess we could expect Amazon, Apple, and some of these other big names to possibly hit some big highs as well. So that means we could see Netflix make a move back to around the 550 levels. I was already bullish on Netflix around here at the 478, 480. Google is also hitting new highs consistently. Um, Microsoft too. So some of these other big stocks could be coming back, making a move back. But there's also some bearish news on them as well. There's a lot of antitrust issues going on, um, especially with Facebook. They're like trying to, the government is trying to like get on Facebook for their spying issues and stuff. Because apparently, even if you're not using Facebook, they're still spying on you. They're tracking what website you're visiting and all that stuff, just to like build that database information on you. Um, so mostly we're just focusing on these um, safer fundamental stocks. Like Walmart is a stock I'm always very bullish on. I think it's always a great opportunity to buy the dip because I don't think this company's going anywhere. It's always gonna go up long term because it's it's a great company. They're always innovating. Um, they started coming back with some new stuff. They're doing pet service and things like that. So that's gonna continue to grind higher, I hope. So a great buying opportunity would be the 145 area, but I started picking some up over here already, just to see if we can get a bounce on it. I think it could definitely bounce. That's where the algo pick some up. We're also getting a lot of FUD on the China stuff. They talked about Congress passing a law that's gonna require all these Chinese stocks to like report their accounting, like make their accountings public and stuff before they can get listed, or otherwise they're gonna get delisted, or they continue to keep be listed. So that caused some fear, and people sold off a little bit, especially on Baba, a little bit here and here. But I know I researched this before, and I'm pretty confident that it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna delist these stocks, and even if they do, they could probably comply, so it's not gonna be a big problem. It just general market is getting scared, so they sold off. And I remember researching that they said even New York Stock Exchange, they said they were gonna fight it. They like the money they get from listing these stocks and keeping them exchange in the exchange. So definitely look for buying opportunity in those. And I think that's pretty much it. There's not much else going on. Anything else you're watching, Jimmy?
Yeah. What's up?
Are you watching anything interesting?
Yeah. Luckin Coffee. Um, I'm getting these Market Watch investor place articles all the time, telling me to buy Luckin Coffee.
Yeah, it's coming as a big scam. I think that's it. I think that's it for the market review for today. I don't think we have anything else going on. Just trading safe. Still worry about the market crash coming, but there's nothing much you can do. Sometimes you just gotta catch it for the ride, you know, and see where it takes you. And that's pretty much it. Hope to see you guys next week. Let me end the video here so that so I don't have to so it's easier for me to edit later.